All right, what's good, y'all? It's IkechiOnyenaka, and today I'm going to be teaching you guys some gems on how to become a successful musician in 2020. All right, so I know I haven't done a video like this on my channel, so I know this is completely new and, you know, it's different. I don't know, but I'm going to be teaching you guys some tips and tricks, some things that I've learned from just my experience being a musician in the Philadelphia music scene and just being out and about in the Philadelphia area and Pennsylvania, pretty much. But yeah, man. I think the first thing I'll tell you guys is I know a lot of you guys have like really big dreams, just going out there. Maybe you want to play for a church. Maybe you want to play for tours, go around the world playing for different cities and stuff. Who knows? Maybe you want to back up artists or release your own music. First things first, make sure you got your craft down packed. All right. You want to practice. You want to practice your butt off. You gotta be like legend level good. And you don't necessarily have to be legend level good, but I'm just saying, like, the better you are as a musician skill wise, the higher of a chance you will have at getting work over other artists. It just puts you at a better advantage compared to other artists, to get work. So always practice whatever you do. If you sing, if you rap, if you play an instrument, make sure your craft is like spot on and just polish it before you step out and do your thing. Other than that, what I'd say is network. All right. So if let's say you already got, you've been practicing a lot, you're well seasoned talent wise, and you feel like you're ready to, go out there, meet some people, and get some gigs. What I'd say is go into your local music scene, whatever city you live in. I know there's got to be a city that you live in that has a music scene. So go into your scene and just talk to different musicians, network, talk to different artists that you see there. If you're at a show and let's say you see somebody that's like amazing, you're at a show, and then there's some other guy that's like bobbing their heads to the music. Just because they're not the main person on stage does not mean that they're not doing anything. So it's actually important to talk to people, around there. Talk to them, get to know them. Maybe they do music too. You never know. That could be your next band member. They could be hiring you for stuff. You may be hiring them for stuff. You never know unless you talk to them. So talk to as many people as you can. Make a lot of friends and a lot of networks and just get your name out there. Now, when it comes to getting your name out there, that's a whole other thing. Um, if you're trying to become known in your scene, there's a couple different ways that you can do it. But I'd say the best thing you can do, let's say, just assuming that you're a singer songwriter, what I would say is, and you're just starting out, right? What I would say is make sure you start doing some things like in your community. You're going to probably do a lot of free events when you're just starting out. So it's going to be a lot of fundraisers, different open mics that you might be a part of, talent shows. Do a lot of things and just show up. Just show up to these events because once you become a familiar face, that's going to help you a lot. Once they start hearing your music, if you got a band or if you're a solo act and you're doing these open mics, keep going to that open mic frequently. Don't go to a million different open mics at the same time. Keep going to that one open mic a million times to the point where they say, "Oh, that's Joe. Yeah, Joe was here last week. Joe's the guy that did that one song, or that one act. Yeah, I know Joe." Um, and the best spot that you can be in is if let's say you're not able to make it to an open mic one day, right? If you're not able to make it to an open mic, and let's see what I have here. Okay, cool. Yeah, if you're not able to make it to an open mic one day, and for whatever reason, you really want people to start missing you and be like, "Yo, something's not right today." This is like the regular program, but like that one guy's missing. Even if they don't know your name, but they do know who you are, that helps because that means that you left a mark on them. You want people to look forward to your next appearance. All right, so that's just for getting people to know who you are. Now, getting people to follow you ties into that. What you want to do is, don't just run up to people saying, "Oh, I'm an artist. I do this, that, and the third. Yeah, follow me on Instagram." No, it doesn't work like that, man. 9 times out of 10, a lot of people aren't going to follow you unless they see what you can do. So let's say, let me give you guys an example. Let's say you guys are at an open mic or any kind of performance, right? You're new, first time ever doing, whatever you're doing there. What you want to do is you want to make some business cards, get some business cards, get some flyers, whatever kind of thing you got going on. I use business cards. That's how I started out. Make sure your business cards are really legible. They got your social media, your contact information, everything there, and just make sure it looks professional. What you'll really want to do is you'll want to pass those out, and I'm giving you guys some game right here because this is the stuff that I still do today. What I do is, if the venue will let you, leave your stuff on the table. Like leave your business cards on every table inside the venue. They will have no choice but to see that thing. They'll probably read it. Some might use it as a coaster for their drink, but you will be seen and they will know who you are when you're performing. And you'll walk out with a lot more followers compared to when you walked in. That's just one way. As far as getting the followers, what I'd say is right after you finish performing, talk to the audience members. A lot of people don't spend any time talking to the audience, when they perform. They kind of have this whole Hollywood act. Like even the big guys, you might see them like they don't like to talk to the fans or any, I wouldn't call them fans, but like the supporters or the people that came out, you know, they don't like to talk to them. So what I would do is, especially if you're just starting out, talk to as many people as you can and say, hey, how's it going? I really hope you enjoyed the night. I hope you enjoyed our set. They say, yeah, I really like that set. Ask them, hey, what song did you enjoy the most? What was your favorite song from my set? Once you do that, start tallying up the specific, songs that people say they liked from your set. You know, once you start tallying those up, you're gonna start understanding which songs are your hits. That's the best way to do it. Because a lot of times you might be practicing something sounds really cool. You think it sounds cool, but when you go outside and you start performing it for other people, and this is why I like live performances better than just showing someone a track. That's when you really know, if they like it or not, if they vibe with it. So whichever one they like the most, that's the one that you're going to be performing at, for all these open mics that you're doing. So that's pretty much, those are some tips on how to be known in your scene, how to get a name there. As far as how to get gigs, it kind of ties into the networking aspect. You know, with the networking aspect, start talking to venue owners. If you're just starting out and let's say you don't have a big following, you're probably not going to get the venues that you see. You might have to just stick with the open mics, but the people that are in your venue, in the venue that are watching you perform, that's going to be your meal ticket. And the people that are performing, right after you or right before you will be your meal ticket. So what you want to do is you will talk to kind of depends on how good you are, which kind of ties in talent. So a lot of times, let's say on certain occasions, let's say for me, right, I'll be at a performance venue. I might do an open mic. Someone might say, hey, I really enjoyed your performance. Hey, do you ever do this? Do you ever do weddings? Do you ever do like this type of music, or like can you play this style? If you can play that style, cool, say yes. If you can't play that style, don't try to lie and say you can't. It won't end up pretty. But what you want to do is you just, people will start coming up to you and they'll take notice of your talent. You'll just want to start talking to them, have your business cards ready. They'll reach out to you, and that's how you get some gigs. You might get some gigs from your fellow musicians who are in your scene. If you're networking with them and they see you a lot or they enjoy your sound, they might say, hey, man, I really enjoy playing with you. I really enjoy performing with you and jamming with you. I got this gig on the 16th or whatever, and we could really use a drummer. We could really use X, Y, and Z, rapper, singer, whatever, producer, I don't know, producer, whatever. But, they might ask you that way, and that's another way. So networking is a really big way to get gigs. Also, if you look into your community, a lot of people kind of sleep on their communities. Communities, even if most of them are free, not everything you have to do is paid. You don't always have to do a paid gig. What kind of outweighs the paying and like the other stuff, the free gigs is, yeah, basically the way to warrant doing a free gig is to see what the free gig is for. Is it for a cause? What's the specific thing that a free gig is for? So when it comes to doing a free gig, what you'll want to do is, if it's for a fundraiser and it's for a good cause, cool. You know, network with the people, the events committee or whatever that are in charge of that. Talk to them, try to get in good with them, and then they might hit you up for more things. That way, more people in your community will start seeing you, and you actually have. Hopefully, you're doing it from like a good standing, but like you'll actually have that street cred that says that you work, you do stuff for your community. And it's good, as long as it's all in good intentions, it's all good. And yeah, there's a lot of events, flea markets, different things that, you probably wouldn't think about that actually do promote, yourself. You can promote your brand in a lot of different places. You don't have to be paid for it. As far as getting free, not free gigs, but like paid gigs, that's a whole nother situation. Um, Let me see. We got a comment here from Aris Pan. Do you think it's easier or harder now to become known due to how easy it is to publish your music and all the competition around that is easier to get your music out there? That's kind of an interesting question. I say yes and no. Um, so I'd be straight up lying to you guys, if I said that there's no competition out there. Um, when you're pretty much out on the scene, even if you're doing your own thing, low key you are competing for attention. So I think in some ways it's easier just because of how social media is, but in a lot of ways it's also harder because different social media platforms have, different algorithms and some can hold some back, some can push you forward. So what I would say is, man, that's not an easy question, I'm not gonna lie. Um I would say don't bank on everything that you drop, every song that you drop on being a huge success. I would say just keep putting out music, keep creating like a backlog, a back catalog of music, and keep connecting with your fans. Eventually, one friend's gonna tell another friend, your family member's gonna tell their friends, and eventually the word will get out. So it's not gonna happen overnight, but you'll eventually get to where you want to be. It just takes a lot of time and effort. But that was a good question. Shout out to Reese Pan. Yeah, music market is not easy. Like you can go on to SoundCloud, Spotify, listen to a lot of great artists. You'll be like, dang, this guy sounds amazing. Why isn't he at this award show? Why isn't he here? Um, it's a lot of different reasons for why some people make it big and some people don't. But if you're making a living off of music, making a good living off of music, you can, and you're at that point where like you can quit your 9 to 5 job, or let's just say it's not about the money. Let's just say you're happy with where you are. You're happy making music. You're happy performing with different people, blessing your scene. And at that point, you're good to go. You don't have to be that main guy in the spotlight. Um, who's the next big thing that has star potential but hasn't blown up yet? Uh, which genre? Because there's a lot of people out there that are really good but haven't blown up yet. Like I could say, there's a lot of people in Philly that haven't blown up yet. Who else? Who is there? Good question. Bino French is one. Bino French is an R&B singer in Philly who's really good. He has a huge hit song called, I think it's called Sunday Morning or Monday Morning, but it's really good. It went viral. It was actually on like, I think it was on MTV, but I don't think he's not like mainstream though. But he's pretty big in the city. As far as jazz, I can't really say. You know, jazz. The funny thing is, like, there's a lot of good jazz musicians out there. If you go into New York, Philly, a lot of people can play. A lot of people can play. Um, Shadow B already made it. Uh, there's a lot of people that can play, but as far as, oh, let's see, anything like the next Kanye or the next Drake that are known on all corners. Um, I would say probably like DDG is one of them. DDG, I'd say, could be the next Drake. Hold on for 1 second. I'm gonna pause this live stream. All right. My bad about that. Um, but yeah, as far as like the next Kanye West or Drake, I can't really comment too much on that. Um, I'm mainly based in like jazz, so yeah, I can't really comment on that part. But yeah, just continuing on with this whole thing. I already covered like consistency, showing up to gigs, showing up to concerts, events. As far as let's see, anything else? Um, can't think of too much right now. Uh, just try not to think too much about the competition, especially in your scene. Don't think as don't think of everybody as competition or trying to get in the way of your work. I kind of just focus on yourself. Don't worry about how many streams so and so is getting. Just focus on your own thing. You don't have the same you don't have the same journey or the same story as the next person. You got your own unique individual experience happening. So that's one thing I would say. Um, yeah, if you just think about everything in your own lane, you'll be straight. Uh, yeah, man. I hope all this information actually does help. I have not done a video like this before, but I just felt like I've been on this platform for a minute. Might be helpful just to teach anybody because I know in my 1,000 subs milestone video, someone did tell me to make this video like a while ago. So I'll probably link to them to their channel in the description after this video is over. But yeah, it's been a minute. That was like last year, so I just figured I might as well make that video. But as far as everything else, let's say because I know we're in the middle of something around the world. What you can do is I would actually advise you guys to make a YouTube channel or at least push your social media. This is the best time to grow your audience. So what I'd say is as far as YouTube is concerned, just drop your song covers, drop anything, just try to have a lot of work out there, be consistent, and eventually you'll be straight. You know what I'm saying? Instagram, same thing. Network with different people in your city with your hashtags and everything, and you'll be good to go. Um, I think that's it for this video. If you guys like this video, please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Let me know what other kind of videos you want to see on this channel. Make sure to turn on post notifications so you never miss an upload. And make sure to follow me on social media. Links are down below in the description. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.